Hi, Tarot Lands. You missed the cards I did yesterday by myself. They always turn out better when I'm by myself and not videotaped, though. I don't know why. And I have my book this time. So, and then the other day I pulled up some old ones I did. Was Scorpio. So it's just whatever energy comes out. Okay. We're in Northeast Ohio. Southwest. You got technical is Southwest. Northeast Ohio. In the coordinates, I don't have the numbers for. I just know what they are in my brain instead without the actual ones. There's a Son of Wands, Daughter of Wands in the reverse, Three of Swords in the reverse, and a Ten of Swords in the reverse. And just looking offhand, that means there's a lot of energies that are not upset with their love lives, and there's a lot of energies that are not, that have been taking the swords out of their back and understanding more on each side of the aisle, like the woman and the man, feminine and masculine. The Sun is in the reverse. They finally get the picture, but the women feminine energy as a collective doesn't fully, because some of them haven't matured. Like a lot of the man's ones had to mature, like some of the feminine ones, but a lot of the daughter ones that, you know, have silver spoons and what have you, have not. That's why they got attitudes with their pretty boobs.
Word.
Yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. Beauty is beautiful, especially when you can match your inside to the outside. That's all we be asking you to do. That's it. You're not better than anybody else. Ask my rich friends. Ask Reba McEntire. Ask Sherilyn Sarkisian. Ask Eminem. Ask his daughter. She's beautiful as hell, too. They don't treat people like that. There's a lot of musicians that do, too, so...
You start selling Jim Mullins.
Yeah,
Tell me you're not sending them money.
I'm making a video. You're on there. I don't use names, so it doesn't matter who it was. That's the masculine energy I'm picking up right now, so I'm able to tell you and understand it better. I really do use this stuff as therapy, just because everybody else does it for money, etc., etc. I might one day. I don't care, though. I do it for me because it helps me and it helps you. And if it doesn't, that's because they got schizophrenia for real, or having an issue at that time and you're listening to it.
Well, you know you should do it nude.
They frown on sexual healing. Yeah, I thought about it already. There is that one energy, though.
They can do naked news. Why can't you do naked?
Because you have to go to OnlyFans for that.
Oh.
That's a completely opposite of my entire character. That's where, like, those perverted sexual people and bestiality people are at, and feet lovers and etc., that kind of stuff. Some of them are, you know, okay if you can get the right side of it over there. Kind of like if you do, like, dating online. I think it's dangerous. Go ahead.
I don't
find out. I don't want to find out. I learned enough without the internet. Called experiences. Real high experiences. So I made that song for you. It goes, oh, high I go. How high I go. Because you motherfuckers just don't want to believe I'm not high. I'm high natural. You just fucking don't get it. And I just don't fucking care no more. If you don't like me, that's fine. I love me. And actually, I can't get to this right here. It's, the Son of Swords is what I'm trying to find. I haven't picked this book out, but it's actually better than just free throwing it all the time. There's a reason authors write these books, and there's a reason I wrote my book and going to make tarot cards for the tarot readers for you. I'm not even going to explain that to you people.
Please don't.
I've been explaining everything all my life. I'm actually quite burnt out, actually.
Huh.
I'm quite burnt out at understanding other people, too. So as a collective, it's just better for me that way instead of, you know, trying to help the ones that just don't want it. They just don't. Even if you force it, that's why they just don't. You're either going to have to keep them in prison forever, or, you know, let them figure it out and then keep them in prison forever. I don't know why you'd be waiting 3, 4, 5, 8 times for the same outcomes.
I think you should just kill them, because I don't think you're the...
I think they should just go in a battlefield with the cops and gangsters and just do fire squads like they did, you know, colonial times in 17,
Yeah, because
20.
taxpayers should not have to pay for idiots.
Right, they get paid more in jail to eat than I do out here working. And I can't make that shit up. And I'm the one paying for it, on top of it. For everybody else to put their shit on me because they don't want to put the actual problems in jail. They'd rather put it on innocent people, called projection. Well, there's a scientists have found a virus called vampire virus. It has everything to do with a virus that multiplies and takes over to multiply themselves before you're set free, your viruses are. And that's the exact same thing as what an actual human psychopath does in real life that you think's all good and stuff. You think the people that were introverts were bad? No, you had it backwards the entire time. It's the ones that fit in. They are professional pros at making themselves look like you, better than you even, behind closed doors, beating women with belts and hurting little children. We'll just say that. I'm not getting into detail about that shit. Sexually and bestiality and feats and
Stupid.
yeah. And then I was saying the other day, it's not just about sex with them. They will steal your clothes. As there's a lot of people that think that this one man does that he does. Steal a woman's clothes just so you have to go back and deal with the motherfucker. Which the unsick mind don't understand that at all. Because they only understand it as this guy's a weirdo. He must be wearing her clothes. That's how sick they are. And they like it there. They like it there. And then the other person on the trauma bond likes getting beat up by them. They like the pain caused to them. That's why Marilyn Manson made that song. Promise.
He's a freak too, though, but just for the record.
Yeah, Marilyn Manson's from Ohio, and so is MGK.
I know.
And so am I. Well, now you know what happened to us. I'll just tell you, it's in the water.
So is Charles Manson.
It's not in the water.
Yeah.
It's because nobody wants to do anything about the problems. They just want to pass the buck all day, every day.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to fix themselves. It's easier to say it's you. Like the roommate tells me, you're the reason I drink. My mom told me you're the reason I smoke. Motherfucker, how? I ain't even around you no more.
And how old are you?
Right. These guys are supposed to be the adults, motherfucker, for real. So, you know, it's common sense for me to be like, well, this is why I need my actual disorder medicated that you keep telling me no about. That's just common sense. And look what you fucking done to me about it. And for no reason stuff on top of it. You called me names all my life. Why?
People are
Because
dumb.
you're an alcoholic and you'd rather bring down my marijuana habit? Well, what about, you know, your rapes habits? They just busted a cop, P.S., up at Franklin County, raped 69 women. And you want to tell me I'm the problem? I actually take drugs off the street and put them in the parking lot if they're trash and not good. It's not in the hands of anybody else, is it? And I took him off the street with my mouth and almost got killed. What'd you do? Oh, I'm a pussy. I got a gun and I use intimidation and threats just like gangsters do. And I'm so much better because I said, and I have immunity laws that protect me. I got God's immunity laws. You're giving me my immunity. I don't give a fuck. You already crossed the line 5 times. Over 5 times. It's against the law. For entrapment is against the law. Outside of taking my rights. Outside of setting me up. And outside of your fucking ignorant hell. I just had to get my 2 cents out.
I was just saying, is that what you do? Sit around and bitch about shit all day?
But besides that, yes, that's correct. Well, you know, that's why freedom of speech is important. It's called... what public does is counter the truth with all them fake, you know, slanders. I didn't open my mouth for 20 years about the truth other than in counseling and at the court a couple times. So they can kiss my ass now after setting me up and getting my... You know how embarrassing that was to live in my car and be set up and wired to it and then get pulled over 3 times and they find my shit can. You think how embarrassing that is? That proves that the homeless people ain't the problem that you was. So, FYI, we called a landlord today to let you know that they're a problem, too. Just because they don't like people and they're discriminatory. And we let them know about ones that do drugs. You guys ignore them ones, though, because they got money, right? Correct? Yep. Yes, you do. I've finally seen one of your little cop family relatives went to jail for 3 days. That's it. What about my 20 years for nothing? Because you wanted raises so bad. You took my school loans over. What is that little motherfucker doing? Nothing. He works at a fucking whatever the hell so, privacy ain't completely broken there. But, and still does drugs. And you're fucking took my whole entire degree because of somebody else, dude. You put the fucking sex offender on me. You put the fucking, rapist on me. You put the fucking woman beater on me. You put the fucking killer on me. And you put the fucking violent abuser on me. Well, what are you? You ain't God, because you lied and you talk gossip all fucking day about made up stories that wasn't right and won't even ask the other side at all. I listened to all stories for the last 20 years. I sat down with all the broken people. I studied everything for understanding while you made fun of disabled people and think they're stupid. That's rude. Better just leave my disabled people alone. If I fell out of the tree at night. I can't find this in my book. So anyhow, that wasn't what my cards were supposed to be.
The table of contents would probably help you a little better.
But I wanted you to know, because that's why we made it to this. The Son of Wands, you guys finally figured it out. I'm in the reverse because you can't replace my life. And you guys are figuring out the relationships is why you ruined my life and why you guys don't have one that works right. And this is also why you can't even have sex right. And why you have STDs and et cetera, et cetera. And why I can't even have higher penis self-tarot cards.
Really?
Yes, and there's a goddess, Venus and Vesta. Vesta is the home and health, and Venus is it's actually depicted like the naked person in Greek times, Roman times. This is Roman, they're related to the other goddesses over there. But basically, the body that was, as beauty, as you turned it into objects, which you had it all fucked up from the get-go. And that's why I was making my tarot cards, just to clarify that up for you. And you don't want to talk about the rapes and sexual content. You made movies out of it, though. That was fine. And raped them right on television.
No, probably wasn't.
At 1972. So you can just kiss my fucking ass right now, Marlon Brando.
Whoa.
That's the source, and it's a true story.
Yeah.
So you can get mad at me all you want. I'm just trying to teach you what's right and what's wrong. Because when you're manipulated and have to shut up so damn long, you don't know anymore. And then when you're retaliated against because you said something to somebody to help them, the fuck? Who does that? Who does this shit? Huh. Yeah, that's where that's why I think everybody is like slow. Well, you guys didn't study with God like I did all my life either. Which is, so you are like children and babies to me. I'm not a priest. My sister is a priestess. I know what it would take to be one, but, like you took every freaking chance I ever had. The only chance I have is now, and so as long as you just let me tell my story without names now and move on and let me go to work, I can actually build something that was robbed from me. All that money, I could have bought a piece of land and built on it. I could have bought houses. Yep. I'm just saying that nobody is perfect, and you need to stop picking and chooses. If you did the crime, you do the time. Not where, this attorney can get me out of it because I have immunity and et cetera, et cetera. It's just not right. And that's why I'm here to recalibrate the universe. For some reason, I can't find the Son of Wands. And do you think I want to tell you my story? No, I didn't want to tell you at all, but you wouldn't leave me alone. You wanted to know so bad the truth. Or you wanted me to stick up for you. No. Nobody has ever stuck up for me. I had to do everything by myself. And the little bit of help I did, you tried to lie to them too. We're not having that. And all you had to do was let me have a freaking simple protective order from a killer. And he could have stayed over there in killer lands away from me and my child. Evidently, you can't co-parent with a killer. And the reason I say that is I've been abused by men outside of them too. There is a difference. It's disgusting. And the only reason I'm telling you is I'm on video and it's not live. And nobody gives a shit what I say most of the time. Except for my supportive, mansion friends. There's Wands. Okay, this is what I needed right here. And the car show I went to the other day, that is basically to see what I want to work towards, even though I probably will never get there. That doesn't mean I won't either. And everything I do is entertainment now because the story of truth came out. And so I was putting the energy where it belongs because I deserved that over, 22 years of recovery. I deserved to have my name back and what they did, where it went, instead of putting it on me like you did. The Son of Wands is a true charmer. He's handsome, adventurous, and seems to say all the right things. Some call him the White Knight of the Tarot. But at some point you may find he becomes hard to know. Trust your instinct with this one. Perfection is an illusion. That's what I'm talking about. The ones that are so sweet to you and blah, 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 and have like the perfect everything you want to hear, etc. Those are the ones you really got to worry about. The true man that I met out of them all, even in their perfections, and some that have great hearts, is that they just can't communicate right. They're trying to learn the women and they get pushed away by the women, just like the opposite, you know, just like the roles were reversed. And so, what was I saying about that? Yeah, they're the ones that are the reason why they call the bad boys, because they just don't know any better, which is a mistake, which is different, versus the killers are like this. And so the real sweet ones that exist, that's how their lives are ruined, because there's actually, you know, split there too. There's actually real sweet men that are not killers that have to, that are ruined because of them. That's how people ruin things, like they're going to do with cannabis, I bet you, I promise you. And then the Daughter of Wands, because I want to know why she's in the reverse. And this isn't, I just told my parts, this is about you. Now, just so you're aware. Daughter of Wands is a free spirit. A truly visionary creature. She usually waits until later to settle down or start a family. As she's busy with her career, she can be stubborn and much stronger than she looks. As with all the Wands family, the daughter makes a dangerous enemy. This card can also represent a woman going through a transformation or spiritual breakthrough. So whoever you are, if you're a woman out there, I'm picking up not fire signs, but Libras for some reason, Sagittarius for some reason, and I can hear it, hang on, Leo for some reason. That might not be in a certain element family. But anyways, that's what you're working towards, but you're in the reverse, which means they're not letting you be free like what they did to me, because we're rare and we do have visionary creatures, and most of us were, when we were little, if we did the work, you can get back to that, are like that anyhow. A lot of you, like I said before, you got married at a young age instead of waiting like I did. And you wasn't even busy in a career because you followed what the man told you to do, which caused all this chaos, like sort of what I went through with the abusive ones and etc. Like you're too submissive, I'm hearing. As with the Wands family, daughter makes a dangerous enemy because you didn't want to be an enemy. I didn't want to be an enemy. Trying to a people pleaser is what we're called, which my disorder and my empathy is basically that, a people pleaser. You can't be a people pleaser around certain lifestyles, I'll say. That doesn't mean, you know, I was a prostitute and sold drugs and all this stuff that was said about it. It means some people are, though, and I don't judge. It means that's why I care about people and understand them, because I took the time to be around them to understand it. That's why you thought I was part of that when I wasn't. And if we're talking about me, I am going through transformation and spiritual breakthrough. I went through the transformation of the man's world. The spiritual breakthrough is my woman's body world changing, which is like my... There's a word, I went to the doctor for it. When you stop having periods and et cetera, menopause. It doesn't mean, you know, rigor mortis. And then, actually quite opposite. It's like the beginning of a new era that I call magic, which every woman goes through. You just think that the young people that look good is it, when actually the people that evolve like they're supposed to are actually the most beautiful. They're the most wise. And the beauty's in the eye of the beholder. So if you're, just because your body's beautiful doesn't mean you're beautiful on the inside. And that's what we're trying to get you to understand. So I wish my body was as beautiful as the inside of me, but it's not. It's opposite, actually. I'm not beautiful there, so I'm on the inside. And if you can get them together, which is being healthy, eating right, sleeping right, being around non-toxic, exercise. There's people that get mad at you for exercise because you look better than them in true life, and that's stupid. It actually helps all of your whole body. And I had to do that because my brain was broke, my body was broke, and my heart was broke. So if I didn't make a lifestyle change, I was going to die. I was going to die anyhow by these killers, but there was no way around it. So they forced me in the way they saw it, and I forced me in the way I knew it, which was forcing a disabled person to be undisabled like that. It actually took 23 years. Tell me more, Holy Spirit. I want to shorten this up. It wasn't supposed to be about me. That's actually what narcissists do. But I tell you, so that way you know more about me instead of what you think you thought you heard. There's a Father of Swords in the reverse. The Nine of Cups in the reverse. The Star in reverse. And 3 of Wands in the reverse. So those people that, we had to, tell our story about, that Ohio detective had to tell about, those, the ones that have to talk about abusing men, women, and children, we tell you about, they're in the reverse because they know the world is finally figuring out their games. They just really, truly don't care. Which has nothing to do with immunities. It does, as far as my life goes, because they've lied to that group of people, and it went that far in the wrong way. And I was actually trying to co-parent and do it right in hopes that they changed, but they didn't. I saw it, and now we know. With the patterns, they don't, not the killer kinds. So before you ask discernment to know it like that, understand what you got to live through to. Which is, if you enlighten it up, is like old behaviors. Is they just used to beat women kind of sort of like what they did with slaves. That's why we didn't have any rights like them. That's why I understand it more than most people. You're just supposed to cater to them. That's not right either. And I wrote yesterday, one little tidbit on relationships is a young man shouldn't put up with a woman abusing you either. And so my roommate did right. Even though I was wrong and right, and he was wrong too. It was, the only unfair part was I paid for it twice and he didn't pay for any of it. Other than his blessings that he would have got in his life, his mansions and homes and bars he wanted to own, he forfeited it all because of it. Choosing the wrong side like he's done. So that's how the Holy Spirit sends it back in energy. And I just lost my track of thoughts there. So I'll stop right there. Tell me more, Holy Spirit, about them and not me. Thank you. I command the truth. So everybody that got the energy back where it's supposed to be, they're 6 of Pentacles up. These are probably the ones that got hurt. The innocent ones that got, scapegoated. They got their 6 of Pentacles back up. 10 of Wands just means they're real leery too. The Wheel of Fortune just basically means it's going to turn in the right people's favor now, because we have the whole universe on it. From the sacrifices I have made, others have made, on top of the sacrifices we didn't deserve. And that's why. Because the point is for you to see about the stigma, about the name calling, about the sick game of telephones, and about the truth. Everything that you thought was true is completely and utterly wrong. Everything. That's what we call you sleeping, that you call yourselves woke, that you don't even know what you're talking about. You sleep on me all day long, and I know what's going on before you get out of bed. So I'm glad I got to get out today on this Sunday. God bless you, and I'm sorry if I said cuss words. I'm working on that. I don't say cheese and rice. That's the only one that upsets me the most. And I don't want to bring this up because of my appointment that's coming up, but there are groups of people that are separate from the state that used to speak German like me, and that's why I relate and didn't really know it. But I worry about them because they ride horse, and I think it was the last year or two they got hit by a car. A little baby died, and so that's why I appreciate motorcycles. So you need to understand in the Amish countries and in the country parts to slow down and watch for them kind of vehicles and motorcycles, because there are a bunch of freaking idiots. You don't even need to be out here. You're driving around in circles and you're not going to any jobs. And there's actually more car accidents in the summer than there is winter, which is stupid. Why don't you stay home in the summer? Oh, that's right. You're wasting government money, spending it from all the thefts you did. Yay. And the reason we call it thefts is because taking somebody's character and destroying it's a theft, spiritually. Taking somebody's, it's not just about money. Taking somebody's, jobs with clout and then using them, throwing them in the trash, that's theft. That's why we be trying to tell you to go to church. That's why it's there. That is your moral school, your morality school. I'm sorry some of you wasn't grown up in a church. I grew up in Anabaptist church. That's why I understand them also. My dad was Methodist though. My mother was Anabaptist, and we're actually Native American German. And then I wanted to learn more about God, so I just, meditated all the time with him and read the Bible at home. And then I became a Catholic because I wanted to see if they would reject me like everybody else. They did not. And that's how I was able to understand what happened there in history was abuses that children went through when they would go back to the home and they'd be praised at church. They couldn't understand why they're getting praised for getting beat up and hurt at home so bad. And so that's why I gave the church a bad name. It was never the church. The church is, you're there to repent. That doesn't give you the right to continue it. That's why the police were created. And the FBI was created for people like me, because if the police are corrupted and making mistakes, and I understand it and you don't, and there's 95% doesn't though. They're not me. They can't understand it. It's completely the cops' fault all the time. Well, if you put 2 and 2 together with no cameras, that's why the FBI exists. That's why private investigators like me exist. So that way you can have the whole truth and nothing but it. So help me God. And I'm sure I missed a lot of things. I did the best of my abilities. I wasn't even supposed to do that. Or had to. That's the sacrifice I made. I should be rich and in a mansion by now. Because I was made like the eccentric people. That's why the women hated me and all this stuff. I danced and sang, and I didn't think I looked great, but they always got in fights with me. I figured it out. It's not about better. So anyways, I'm going to end it there. The Wheel of Fortune that I was just saying, whether day or night, the Wheel of Fortune is always in motion. This is your planet too also, understand? Universe. Some call it fate, others destiny. It's possible to go for months or years without feeling its presence. But when this card appears, the eye of the wheel is fixed upon you. Don't be surprised if there's a change of course heading your way. Something you'd least expect. Whatever happens to you during this time, know that it is bringing you closer to your life's purpose. And just so you know, sometimes that really hurts. And just so you know, your celebrities and stars out there, they got hurt really bad, deeply. A lot of our stuff that we are insecure about was made public and known when we didn't want it to. You know what I'm saying? And so we're just trying to get you to understand that. For some reason you don't. The reason they have more money than you is because they sacrificed, they worked double, they collaborated, all the things that most of you will not do because you don't understand it. You just think they're better. They think they're better. I thought the same thing. They're not. And they know they're not. And a lot of times you put us on pedestals because you're confused. And then for some reason I'm picking up about lip syncing. And that's why, I wish I could fix my voice when I sing sometimes. But just so you know, there are tools that you can, techno it nice. But also know that's not without us working to get it perfected without one first. If it's a tool that's used for that, is because we can't get that tune to where we want it with that particular note. You have to know music and art to understand what I'm saying. It has nothing to do with lip syncing at all. And just FYI, I wasn't going to say this either, but those beats are techno. Sometimes we make it for them, but we have to pay for them to be able to use those resources also. You know, I need a beat to go with my sound, which without changing my voice would hide the squeals, basically, or a guitar. So I learned one song, which is the Ohio song. But I wanted to end it with this song here real quick. I don't need no rocking chair. I'm just gonna effing do it right there. That's my hyperactivity. It pisses everybody off. I rock because I don't know how to control it. Or I'm extra hyper, or I'll sing in a bar, I'll sing anywhere, and I'm extra loud because my mom can't hear, and I can't hear very good. So, love you. Bye. Hope this helps somebody. If it doesn't, don't put your shoes where it doesn't go. If it does, go ahead. Jump right on in there. If it can help you, cool. If not, cool. My story is entertainment and also the truth. So, there are books about the truth, movies about the truth. There's no way it couldn't have been created without such things. So, bye. Happy Sunday.